step beyond the bounds of imagination and into the realm of possibility, to consider wings not just as a symbol of freedom, but as a potential future of human evolution. It's an idea as ancient as myth and as boundless as the sky itself. What would it take for humans to evolve the ability to fly? Not through machines, not through artificial means, but through the slow, steady march of natural selection. Could there ever come a time when our species takes to the air by its own power? The answer lies within the intricate weave of biology, physics, and the forces of evolution. To understand what needs to change, we need to acknowledge the fundamental limits of our current form. Human beings, as we exist today, are not designed for flight. That's obvious. Our skeletal structure is too dense. Our musculature is too weak. Our lungs are too inefficient. And our metabolism is far too slow. Every creature that's ever taken to the skies, birds, bats, insects, even the extinct pterosaurs, every one of them underwent immense anatomical specialization over millions of years. Their bones are hollow and lightweight. Their muscles are structured for the immense power required for lift, and their respiratory and circulatory systems have adapted to sustain intense activity without exhaustion. These creatures didn't simply wake up one day and decide to fly. They were shaped generation by generation by the pressures of survival and opportunity. For humans to follow that path, our environment and circumstances would have to shift dramatically. Evolution is driven by necessity, by competition, by predation, by resource scarcity, by the relentless demand for survival. If one envisions a future where humans evolve flight, we need to ask, what conditions would make it advantageous? Maybe the Earth becomes increasingly uninhabitable at ground level, forcing certain human populations to adapt to an arboreal or aerial lifestyle. Massive flooding, new predators, or environmental catastrophes could push evolution in this direction. If humans were forced to live in trees or on sheer cliff faces, gliding from perch to perch might become not just useful, but essential. Over countless generations, those with slight advantages, greater upper body strength, lighter bones, elongated limbs, or skin flaps aiding in gliding, would have a better chance of survival, passing those traits along to their offspring. But gliding is only the first step. Many animals, including bell-shaped structure for muscle attachment would have to develop similarly. Our arms, currently suited for dexterity, would need to extend and broaden, forming wings capable of sustaining lift. And then there's the question of weight. Our bones, as dense as they are, would have to become lighter, more porous, yet still strong enough to support the demands of an upright, intelligent species. Beyond skeletal changes, our metabolism would need to accelerate to provide the energy required for sustained flight. Birds possess a uniquely efficient respiratory system where air flows continuously through their lungs rather than in and out like ours. This allows them to extract more oxygen with each breath, fueling their high energy demands. Humans, by contrast, would need to evolve a similar system, maybe additional air sacs, or even a fundamentally different lung structure. Our digestive system would have to shift toward rapid energy conversion, much like that of hummingbirds, whose metabolisms burn fuel at an extraordinary rate. But what about our minds? Flight isn't just a physical act. It's a complex, instinct-driven skill. Birds aren't just creatures of muscle and bone. They possess extraordinary spatial awareness, reflexes honed to an art form, and an innate understanding of aerodynamics. For humans to take to the skies as a natural-born ability, our brains would have to develop an entirely new way of perceiving space, motion, and balance. Maybe the inner ear, responsible for equilibrium, would grow more sophisticated. Maybe our vision would shift, evolving to process rapid movement and depth with greater precision. Of course, this transformation would not happen overnight. It would take millions upon millions of years, countless generations of selective pressure. It would take an environment where the benefits of flight far outweigh the costs. But if nature deemed it necessary, if survival demanded it, evolution would find a way. The process would be slow, almost imperceptible, beginning with those minor adaptations: greater strength, increased endurance, small flaps of skin aiding in gliding. Over millennia, these changes could accumulate, shaping our species into something new, something unrecognizable to us now, yet still carrying the spark of humanity. Would such beings still be us? Or would they be something else entirely? An offshoot of Homo sapiens, an airborne relative born of necessity? That is a question for the distant future. But if history's taught us anything, it's that life is adaptable, resilient, and unbound by its past. Who's to say that one day, in an era far beyond our own, the skies won't belong to us, much as the earth does now? Who's to say that our descendants won't look down upon the world from above, their wings beating against the wind as effortlessly as birds on the breeze? The story of evolution is one of change, the simple, inevitable force of change.